Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Sathya Devaya
Dhimahi
Tanna Sarva
Tanna Sarva
Prachodayat.
Prachodayat.
Om Sai
Om
Ishwaraya Vidmahe
Ishwaraya Vidmahe
Sathya Devaya
Devaya Dhimahi
Tanna Sarva
Tanna Sarva
Prachodayat.
Prachodayat.
Om
Om
Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om. Offering my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of our most beloved Mother Sai, whose grace helps us cross week after week, reminiscing moments spent with him through his chosen ones who come here week after week to inspire us, share stories of learning, and also how they go through this journey where we are trying to seek that Sai that we saw within us. And we are blessed to have Dr. Chase again with us. And this week, let me go about doing a formal introduction. So Professor V. Chandrasekaran came to know about Swami during his school days at Dr. Sitaraman's home in 1962. Later, his wife came into Swami's fold in 1991 in Melbourne, and we heard the story about his role in the Samiti there. However, his first face-to-face darshan happened on the 20th of April 2004 in Whitefield when Swami interviewed him in public for the appointment as Honorary Professor in the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, Sri Sathya Institute of Higher Learning. Professor Chandrasekaran, incidentally, has a Bachelor's of Engineering in Electrical and Electronics Engineering. In 1972, he went on to pursue his Master's in Electrical Engineering from IISc Bangalore and passed out with a gold medal. Subsequently, he obtained a Ph.D. From the University of Melbourne in 1996 in Artificial Neural Networks. He was professor and head of the Department of Mathematics and Computer Science, Sri Sathya Institute of Higher Learning from August 2009 to July 2015. And since then served as honorary professor till his retirement in 2020. He's been actively involved in the field of advanced research and development projects for many years and has guided several students to their PhD at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and has numerous publications to his credit. Though it is artificial intelligence that is his forte and what has got him all those accomplishments in a worldly level, it is the connection to the spiritual network of Sai that has led to him chasing Sai, as he calls it. And he's got a whole big book of all his experiences encapsulated, which is a beautiful thing. It reminds me of how we maintain little nuances or diaries of what happens in our life. And only when you go back and read them, you realize how amazing a journey it has been. And that is what I call looking at the rearview mirror. And we are also grateful to Swami to bring people like him week after week to enlighten us, to awaken the Sai within if we get caught up with our mundane work, and to also make us believe that the real Sai is inside each one of us. And this is a journey inwards that all of us are undertaking through this sadhana of being in the path of Sai, searching for Sai and trying to merge with Sai. Over to you, Dr. Chase, for today's part 2 session. Sai Ram to you.
Om Sri Sai Ram. In the last week, in part 1, we touched upon the need that there is no need for an intermediary. One can have a heart-to-heart connection with Swami. When you really pray to Swami with a lot of intensity and sincerity, and he responds immediately. So probably, a couple of things will be added this part 2 also. similar in line. And then when we do Swami service, we should be having no ego. And our anger management is one of the thing we touched upon the last time. How Swami instructed me in the interview room when I asked him specific guidance regarding my spiritual journey. Swami said, reduce your anger. So, and then I know the reason why he told me, because I had a fight with one of the staff members 2 weeks before. Swami we fought in front of Swami's photograph. In fact, I even told that guy whom I am fighting, Swami is watching. Obviously, Swami was watching. So he said that it's not just the word that Swami is watching. I was watching. So with this, the summarization of the last week, I would like to continue my journey. The main thing happened. Most of the things are, see, before I came to Swami, I was not, into Swami, and I think everything happened in Australia. Then I came to Swami, and then of course in the closest proximity of Swami, there are a few things happened which has really, reinforced my conviction that Swami is Avatar, the God walking on the earth. Okay, so let me just take the journey. See, I've introduced you that I was not into Swami, and I in fact argued with my friends that I don't want to be part of the Swami's institution, and I don't want to know about Swami. This is how I have been, having my journey, because my conviction was about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda, their way of meditation in front of Kali, Shakti. My focus on towards the Shakti upasana. But I never thought that Swami is actually is all forms are his, all names are his. So only later I come to know about this. But let me just say there was a turning point in my life, which is again connected with the anger. Myself and my wife, after I joining the Samiti, I decided that, hey, everybody is saying that Swami is God and everything, and you are convinced, but I am not very convinced. But anyway, I have accepted the service coordinator role in the Samiti, although I am not very fully into it. So now that I'm already joined the organization, let me and find out what he really stands for. Now this is my request to my wife. Why don't you also come? So both of us traveled in the year 2000. Then in the ashram, myself and my wife, we stayed for a week. We planned to come for a week, and then to have darshans and then go through the routine in the morning. All this Nagara Sangeet and everything. The entire gambit of what is going on in the ashram, to know what Swami stands for, and is he really a God? This is what I really wanted to feel about him. So I came with the question mark, big question mark, that Swami, if I'm really God, you have to really, show me, your true colors. Basically, that's what I would say that. So when I was staying with my wife in the ashram on a Thursday evening. Both of us were discussing some financial matters, because I wanted to do certain deposits in some to support my mother and a few things, and she had a different opinion, saying that no, this is not the way. Why not we do the other way around? Typically, that I know you don't know anything about it. I know about all these things. So we get into argument. Ultimately, we ended up in like a fight. So then I told her. Then she said, "I'm upset because you're not listening to me. So I'm not going to have my dinner. If you want, you go to the canteen, have your dinner. I'm not going for dinner." I was felt very bad, because I don't want to leave my wife in an empty stomach, then go to canteen and have my food and come back. So I tried to convince her, no, this is not the way. See, we have come to ashram, to your Baba's ashram, and you shouldn't behave like this. You should not get angry, because this is you treat him as God, but you are not behaving like the way you should treat. It should not happen in this ashram. I tried to convince her, saying that she should go for the dinner and I should also go for the dinner. But ladies, very difficult. Once they made up my point, they said, sorry, I'm not going. If you want, you go. Then I got very, very angry, because all my attempts to convince her that she should have her dinner failed miserably. So my ego was also very hurt. Then I angrily told her, hey, today is Thursday, your Baba's day. Okay. Since you are not eating, I am also not going to eat. Let it be fasting for Swami. So both of us not eating, let it be fasting for Swami. So she didn't eat, and I also did not eat. And then both of us were rolling on the bed with the stomach churning because we didn't have the food. So we couldn't get proper sleep also. So next day morning I got up. Then I told my wife saying that, hey, I want to go for the darshan. Are you coming for darshan? He said, no, you go. I'll go whenever I want. You don't trouble me. So she was still angry. So I got up and then I took bath and then I prayed. Being a Brahmin, I did my Sandhya Vandan and then I went to darshan. After my darshan was over, Swami's darshan was so beautiful and Swami walked in the carpet and absolutely fantastic. Then I came out and I said, see, I had come all the way to know about Swami. I've not even read a book about Swami. So let me just buy a book. And opposite to the South Indian ladies' canteen, Mahila's canteen, the bookstores was having their books display opposite. There's a small room where multiple racks were there and all the books were there put there and you can buy their books there. Those days, that was the book trust of building, small building in front of the. So I went inside. I don't know what book to buy. Which book to read to know about the Lord. I don't know. So I went on touching all the books in the shelf. I picked up something which was not very impressive. I kept the book down. I went on feeling. But when I came to one book, specifically the book called this the book, Gems of Wisdom. So this is the first edition. This is a book I bought at the time. When I touched this book, I felt very, very warm, in my heart. Similar to the feeling I had in UK. I remember that when somebody did healing for me and then he kindled my kundalini and then I had an explosion in my third eye. Exactly the same warmth feeling I had in my heart when I picked up the book. I said, maybe, this may be the book. So I took it. But, as you can see here, the book has got no picture of Swami, only outline of Swami, and only in the back side, Swami's lotus feet is there. That's all, and it's a paperback, 50 rupees. And, people, who have been buying books with all this Kuneka scent and art paper and everything, this book was not at all very impressive to me. And I don't know why I paid. Then I said, okay, anyway, I come here to know about Swami, whether he's God or not. Let me ask Swami himself for the question. If he's God, he should listen to, wherever he is. So I asked Swami, is this the book appropriate for me? I asked a question. I opened the book at random. This book is about more than 500 pages. So I opened the book at random. And I opened the book and the page number 317, it came. I'll show you the book. This is the page number 317. And the things which I underlined here. So this is the second paragraph. So I opened the book at random. I read a paragraph at random. So I don't want to explain the paragraph. I'll just read it out. Then you'll know exactly what message Swami gave and how appropriate the book, and also it turned me towards Swami once and for all. There was no further experimentation with Swami. The paragraph which I read, the Lord looks for sincerity, simplicity, and steady joy in the contemplation of his name and form. If you keep awake 12 hours on Shivaratri because of illness, the vigil will not win his favor. That means, you are Shivaratri, you are awake, and then but you are sick, but you are not thinking of God because you are physically sick, and so that is not going to win God's blessings. Next line. If you quarrel with your wife and do not eat food for a whole day, that will not be considered as fast. So if you lose yourself in heavy drinking and of intoxicant, that is not counted as samadhi and all. So the idea, what struck me, as you can see that previous day only we had a fight, and I said to her that today being a Thursday and I will not have my food, let it be fasting for Swami. In this book, in the paragraph, Swami is telling me that if you quarrel with your wife, is the exact word for, and if you don't eat for the whole day, and it is not considered as a fast. So that what it means, anything you offer to Swami or to a Lord out of anger, that is not considered as a, as something an offering to him. So this is the first lesson to me through the book, and Swami directly instructing me that anything you offer to me out of anger, sorry, I'm not going to accept it. This is really a bolt from the blue. Okay, so this is the first time. Then what happened is, until such time I was a doubting Thomas. So I always think, asking question whether Swami is God and is God and all those things. The moment I read this paragraph, I knew that Swami is Antaryami, and he listens to all the conversations, and whatever act I do, he is a witness. So we cannot escape from his, vigil, and he must be God. So that moment I totally turned towards Swami, that I was convinced that Swami is God. There is no further requirement for me that somebody need to prove it to me that Swami is God. And no, because I asked a question, even being a scientist in myself, opening a book, a 500-page book at random, and reading a paragraph at random. In that paragraph, a message which is so appropriate for the event happened in the previous day. It cannot be, it is out of the world. It can only be, only God can make it happen. It is up. If you look at the probability, is almost nil. So this is how I turn towards Swami. So in terms of anger management, see, not only we need to reduce anger for our own spiritual path, even when you offer something to God, there should not be any anger. That's one thing. I mean, totally, it should be, surrender totally to Swami and offer it with love. Only love is undercurrent, which will accept it. You will not accept anything like that. Okay. Next, I want to talk about the theme here is that always put God first, put others next, put you last. This is the message Swami had also said many in the discourses also. But I have experienced this in my life before coming to Swami, just at the verge of coming to Swami. So we came in 2003 to witness Swami's Lingotbhavan. And that particular year, Swami materialized 2 lingams, one through hand. He waved his hand and got one big lingam. And then through mouth, he got one more lingam. So both the lingams, we had a darshan of that in March 2003. Until such time, we were thinking whether to come to Swami or not come to Swami and all. There is some incident happened before that. I will talk about it later. In this particular message, which I want to convey is that you should always put God first and put others next, and then only you last. So when we tried, after the Shivratri, we stayed for a few weeks late, for more, tried to give this letter, Swami, please accept this letter and bless us. We want to pack our bags from Australia, wind up everything, and come and be with you, serve your organization, and be with you only for the rest of our lives. So this is the request we made. We wrote a letter. And when we left the Samiti as a spiritual coordinator, I was coming to Puttaparthi. Many people give letter. So we ended up getting 4 letters from 4 ladies. One lady, she is a multiple sclerosis. She was in the wheelchair. She's from East European lady, Johanna's name, Johanna. And she was all the time in the chair. One day she wrote a letter and gave it to me. Another lady was a Sri Lankan lady. She had an attack, a polio attack, and her son died, and so many problems she had. She gave a letter to Swami. Another one, there is a Muslim lady. She went through a talak, and then she was going through emotional turmoil. So she gave a letter to me. Another lady, she's from Connie, is from Queensland. So that Connie, the same Connie I talked about that yesterday is a part 1, that her daughter died in a schizophrenia, and I was sending the response. She's the one. So she gave a letter to me saying that give it to Swami. So we took all the 4 letters, and then we wrote our letter. There are 5 letters, and I was trying to give it to Swami. Swami will come in the darshan, will look at me, and then he will not take the letter. So the one day passed, the second day passed, but our time was running out because we have booked a ticket for return March 31st. We had to go back to go back to Australia to join my office, IBM. I was working for IBM, both myself and Revati, both of us were working in IBM. So we tried to give the letter, and then Swami was not taking the letter. Then I said, one day I thought, okay, probably our karma is that we may not be able to stay with Swami. So because our letter is now combined with the 4 ladies who are going through certain issues in their life, because of our letter, Swami is not taking their letters. So it is better we keep our letter. Whenever the time comes, Swami blesses, and when Swami calls us, we'll go to Puttaparthi. So let it wait. These 4 ladies are letters, their problems are more important than myself coming to Puttaparthi, settling down. So we kept our letter in the room. The next day I took the letter to Swami in the darshan. Swami came in the carpet. I was sitting in the 3rd row or 4th row. And Swami stood in front of me, looked at me very, very deeply. In the meantime, I have passed on the letter to the first fellow in the row, because as Swami was coming, I knew that Swami is coming close, and then why not pass the letter? So all the 4 letters, I gave it to that person in the front row to give it to Swami. So Swami, he was looking at me, but his hand went to that person. He took all the 4 letters. And I was so happy, because those 4 ladies, they are going through such a difficult time in their life. I was praying that Swami must take their letters and then bless them, so that all their problems should vanish. Very, very sincere prayer, putting my personal problem at the back burner and put them in the front. So this is put others before you. This is a point where I'm trying to say. Swami took the letter, but he didn't take our letter. So we waited for some time, and then the time has come for us to leave. So we gave our letter to another Australian lady. She said, no, I'm going to stay here for some more weeks. I'll see whether I can give the letter to Swami. And if Swami takes the letter, I'll send an email to you. I said, that is enough. The moment Swami takes the letter, does not matter from whose hand. The moment Swami takes the letter, that is enough for us to pack our bags from Australia to come. So 2 weeks later, she tried to give the letter, and Swami went to Brindavan, because the summer holiday started after the Shivratri. Swami went to Brindavan, and then this lady also followed. And then she gave the letter through an Indian lady, and then Swami collected the letter. Before collecting our letter, Swami stood in front of that Indian lady who has got no idea what is written in the letter. She was giving to the Swami. Swami looked at her, and for quite some time, Swami spent looking at the lady and the letter. Then suddenly he had a big smile, and he took the letter and walked away. And then the mail came saying that, hey, Swami has taken a letter, but Swami took quite some time looking at the lady, and then he had a big smile. We don't know what it is, but obviously, Swami is happy, he has taken the letter. But before this letter came, we went to Australia. We called all the 4 ladies, because we are so happy that Swami has taken their letters. So I called every one of them, hey, Swami has taken your letter. Forget about your problems. Everything will be solved, because it is now in the Lord's hand. So there is no need to worry about anything. And then as I was calling every one of them, then I came to the last lady, the Connie Sims, because she is very close to me in my because of these things. She did it for us. So I called her, hey, Connie, your letter has been taken. Whatever you have written in the letter, Swami has blessed it. And don't worry, all your problems solved, because she used to tell me she is going through the kidney cancer and some problems and all. And now she is no more. And then Swami has taken your letter, so all your problems are solved. Don't worry about it. Then she said, Chase, did you read my letter? The letter which I wrote to Swami. I said, come on. You are giving a letter to Swami, and between you and Swami, how will I open your letter and read what you have written to Swami? That is not my way of, these are all your personal letters. You have given it to Swami. Whatever you have written, I prayed to Swami that whatever you wanted, that should be blessed by him. That's all. I said, Chase, I did not write anything about me. This cancer is there, and this body will go one day. I did not ask Swami to cure my cancer, this and that. I did not ask anything like that. What I asked is that Chase and Ray, because Revati she calls Ray because her daughter is also Ray. So he calls her Chase and Ray, Swami, Chase and Ray Of course, Swami had, knows, my name is Chandrasekaran and Revati, but she has written in English. And of course, Lord knows everything, whatever name you have. So here, Chase and Ray both are coming to Puttaparthi to be with you, Swami. Please bless them. Please take them aboard and look after them. I have written a letter for you, for Swami to bless you both, so that you can go and settle down in Puttaparthi. That struck me, that we are praying for their welfare and she is praying for our welfare. And Swami, why he did not take our letter? Because by taking her letter, he is blessing me. So there is no need for him to take my letter, saying there is no need. So Swami has played this drama, and he said that was a lesson I learned, that when you pray sincerely for others' welfare, Swami will take care of yours. All this drama, this is a wonderful drama he played, and fantastic. Then this is the putting others before you. This is the incident which had made a deep impact on me. Then from then on, I was only praying for others. I never used to write any letter about me, because Swami made sure that whenever I write any letter about my problem, Swami never used to take the letter. But whenever I write letters saying that, Mr. Venkataraman having a problem, or Murali is having a problem, kindly help Swami, Swami will come and stand in front of me, smile and take the letter. So he taught me a letter, say, don't pray for yourself, because I know what you want, what sort of help you need. You don't have to pray for yourself. Others, no problem. Okay. So this is how the Swami guided me, that, I should always put others in front of me. The second aspect is, after we come back from to Australia, and we got the news that Swami has taken the letter. In Australia, the retirement age is from, you can actually have it from age of 55 to 65. You can choose the retirement. After 55, you can choose, and you can take your superannuation, and you want to settle wherever you want to settle. You can do. But on 2003, my age was 53. So I was thinking, my monkey mind was thinking that Swami anyway taken the letter. Swami has blessed us. Why not we work for 2 more years and make some more dollars? And then when you go to Puttaparthi, we are not going to work anyway. So we are going to do only seva. So this extra money will help us to do more seva. Okay. So this was really, and then after some time I was, hey, Swami has taken the letter. You better pack your bags and go. Don't worry about the money. So mind was swinging. One day I think of staying for 2 more years. The other day I think of pack up your bags and go quickly to Swami. I have no idea what to do. So then I was asking Swami, please help me. What should I do? Do I stay for 2 more years, earn money and go? Or, do I come immediately to you? What should I do? Please guide me. Then, because we came back from Shivaratri, so we were, being a spiritual coordinator, I used to, first thing is start for the day. As the bhajan starts, before the bhajan starts, there you read a message from Swami. You open the book, you choose some quote from Swami and then read. So that particular day, in the same book, I have chosen about Shivaratri. And then I kept it in my lap. I selected that because it came from Shivaratri. So it's better to talk about Shivaratri. So I got up. When I got up, the book got closed. I didn't note the page number of where the Shivaratri has been, described about Swami. So I was searching in front of Swami a few minutes. Then 150 people in Samiti, they were all looking at me. Then it was very embarrassing because, I said, no, Swami is sitting in the chair. I cannot delay any further about the thought for the day. Let him choose whatever the message he wants to give. So let me open again randomly and read one particular message. So I opened a page randomly. The page number 398 came. And in the page number 398, you can see here, there is a box. Okay. In the box, Swami gave a message like this. Darkness and light cannot exist at the same time and in the same place. They cannot continue together. Means where there is a darkness, light cannot be there, light is so and so. They are mutually exclusive. Dhan means riches, and Daiva, God, cannot be joint ideas. When riches are sought, God cannot be achieved. If both are sought by man, what he will achieve will be neither Dhan, riches, nor Daiva, but the devil Dhanava. So I read it and everybody, so happy. And then after the Samiti so thing over, everybody came to me and said, fantastic message. Or, how did you select this and all this? It didn't even strike me that the Swami's message is directly for me. What he's saying that, hey, you want me, forget about you earning, 2 more years of money. Okay. Pack your bags and come. You want Deva, forget about Dana. But if you want, because you want Dana as well as Deva, you want to earn for 2 more years, then come into Swami, and then, live a more comfortable life and all. If you want Dana as well as Deva, what you get, you don't get any of them. You get Danava, which is the devil. Okay. So it was a very, very clear message. And then we said, Swami, thank you very much. Now we are going to decide. So we decided to put our house on sale because we had a mortgage in the house. So we had to auction it out. So on October, I think 27th or something like that, 18th, the auction was fixed. It was a beautiful sunny day. And then many people came and saw the house before, and we kept the money for a very base amount for the auction. Unfortunately, and that day, the maximum price what we could get on the auction is $60,000, less than the base price, which is more like a loss, 60,000 loss, because we cannot clear the loan and so many other problems will come. Then the agent was saying that, see, the market is down, it's better to sell it now. And if you delay even this, also you will not get it. This is the best price one could get at this time, and all, because he wanted to take his commission and walk away. But we are sure that Swami had a different plan. I told him, sorry, we are not going to sell the house. We'll wait for some time. Then after a few months later, we appointed another agent. He said, see, now the October is November, December, the Christmas is starting. So during Christmas, nobody buys. After Christmas, the sale will pick up. So we will sell only after the Christmas only. So we postponed it. In the meantime, in October 18th, when the auction was the time, we sent a fax to Swami. Swami, because you took you blessed us to come there. We are putting the house on sale. Swami, please help us to sell so that we can come wind our thing. We want to be with you. Definitely we want to be with you by end of January. We have sent a fax to Swami, but at the same, but we are not able to sell. What do we do? So in January, my wife said, see, we are committed to Swami. So I am packing my bags, take all the material, whatever we sell, remaining whatever left over, we'll take it to Puttaparthi by a container. You sell the house and come later. So she packed the bag, and 23rd of January 2004, she left for Puttaparthi. And on 18th of February, it was Shivratri day. On the Shivratri day morning, the second agent called me saying that somebody has agreed to pay the base price what you asked for. But if you want the cash immediately, you'll have to pay $30,000, will be less. If you can wait for 6 more months, then he will give you the full base price. I said, fine, I'll sign the paper and then you send the money. After 6 months, I am going. So I signed the papers and then we left we decided to come back to Puttaparthi. On 27th of February, I was thinking because 18th of February, we sold the house. So on 1st of March, if I resign in IBM, so I can give 1 month notice, and then probably during April, summer holiday time, I can come to Puttaparthi and settle my family, everything. That was the plan. Because my wife is already in Puttaparthi, unloaded things in the flat near the ashram. So only thing I have to go and help her out and set out things, and also summer holidays with the ideal time. So we have decided to pack our bags and leave on. And my wife is already here. On 27th of February, IBM is called me. I said, sir, we are shifting your department to IBM India. But we don't have any agreement for you to go to, as a project manager, to go to India, and that agreement is not there. So we are shifting whole thing because the customer is asking for reduction in cost. So to reduce the cost, we are shifting the entire operation of your department to India. So we will give you 1 month for you to try for a job in other departments of IBM in Australia. If you get it, stay with us. If you don't get it, we are going to give you a package. Package? I did not expect a package. If I sold the house in October, I would have resigned my job in end of January. I would have left in January and come here without expecting any money from the IBM. Whereas now IBM is telling, we are very sorry, we have to sack you. Your department is getting close. We will give you a package if you don't get a job. I said, no, I don't want to try any job. I want to go. Please give me the package, I'll go. You won't believe it. The amount we received is exactly the amount we would have otherwise earned by working for 2 years after the tax. So that was given as a package. So when you put Swami first, Swami gives you the package as if you work for 2 more years. Because we said, no, we don't want the money. We want only Swami. The moment you put Swami in the front, and Swami takes care of you. So always put God first in your life. Put others next. Keep yourself last, because Lord knows what to give you, and then He will give you the best, what you need, what you deserve, basically. So this is the message I would like to share. Then the other aspect is that whatever we do, seva, there should not be any trace of ego. Most often, when we go and do the, something, today, 600 people came, we gave them food packet. Sometimes, we talk like that with little bit of somewhere in the remote, there is a bit of, trace of ego is always there. To avoid that, I have learned very message in a very, very hard way. Can you all hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
okay, because I don't see.
Yes. No, I just turned my video off for a second. Yeah.
No, that's okay. So what happened is, in Australia, suddenly we found ourselves, there was a big water shortage. And we all, at the time, we were thinking what to do, Swami, how do we prayed to Swami that, Swami, please help this Melbourne city center, because all the water area, lakes and everything getting dried up, and farmers are committing suicide. So we need to do something. As a Sai organization, we thought we should do some sort of prayer or some service, something must be done. So while we were thinking, Dr. Jagadishan from Malaysia, he came to Australia. He said, oh no, we had a problem like this. In Malaysia, we conducted a Varna Jabam, and then by the Varna Yagna we did it. Just at the end of the Varna Yagna, it was torrential rain came and poured, and in fact all the shelters, Shamiana, everything completely got damaged. We all have to run out of the Shamiana. Such a pouring rain was pouring down. So this inspired us. Why not we also do a Varna Jabam prayer? But we don't want to do only Varna Jabam, because that will be considered as only Hindu rituals and all. Being an Australian thing, we thought, why not we do a Sarva Dharma prayer? We call Muslims, Parsis, Zoroastrians, and all faiths, to a place where they will all do prayer, common prayer, asking for rain from the Lord. Okay, so everybody agreed, but we have to choose a place. We chose a place called Yielden, Lake Yielden, which is about 300 kilometers away from Melbourne. So we called Aborigines and everybody, put up big Shamiana. Myself, my wife was the Kartas for the Varna Jabam, and all other people, Muslims, did their prayer, namaz. Everything was all the whole day, the entire prayer was there, and a lot of people, and then we did all the prayers. Everything was over, and we wound up everything at the end, and then we were returning to Melbourne. So there was a little bit of a longing in my sense, because Jagadishan said at the end of the Varna Jabam, it was a torrential rain in Malaysia. People have to run to shelter and all those things. We were also hoping that something like that will happen, but nothing happened. There was no cloud, not even a cloud was there on top of the sky. The sky was very, very clear. So as we were traveling, I said, Swami, we wish, there are so, you brought the rain for us, because not only, we are there are so many other faiths, Zoroastrians and Muslims and everybody is there. If the rain was coming down, probably, it'll increase the faith in everybody. That would have probably helped everyone to have a more faith, probably on you, like that. These are all the thinking was going on. As we were traveling, suddenly the clouds became, dark, and then everybody is saying, oh my God, now it's going to rain. So as the car we are traveling, suddenly the dark clouds came, and then it rained a little bit, not on too much, put on our head, sprinkling, and then cloud dispersed. I said, okay, Swami, you know it better. So I was a bit upset, there's a little bit of ego, saying that, I did so much of prayer, no rain came, and all those things were there. So we came back and then we continued our thing as usual. Then after 6 months, the yield and community called us, the Sathya organization, saying that, hey, guys, come back and then give a Thanksgiving prayer. I said, what Thanksgiving prayer? There was no rain. What happened? Why are you calling us for Thanksgiving? He said, don't you know that the lake, which was 10% earlier, now 60% full? I said, how come there was no rain? From where the water came? He said, you don't know? The lake is being fed from the mountains. After you people did the prayer, it was raining cats and dogs on top of the mountain. And the lake is now 60% full. Come and do the prayer. So what it means is that the Lord actually appreciated our prayer. He poured the rain in the place where it required to be poured. The rain was pouring down on the mountains so that it can feed the lake, not on our head to put our ego up. So the whenever we do that, that was a thing which I learned on the day, is that it is better, whatever you do it with total surrender, with no trace of ego. And it is Swami who is making you to do the job. You are just an instrument in his hands, and then without any trace of ego, we should do the service. This is the next one. With no, that's all it is. Okay. And during my early days before my marriage, I saw Revati, the girl seeing ceremony in August, 27th August in 1978, before my marriage in 79. After the marriage fixed, I said yes to the girl and Revati, and then while coming back to my college, I was still staying in the hostel, because I had to find a new accommodation and all. In Indians of Science in Bangalore, I was staying. So my friend said, hey, your marriage got fixed up. Let's go for a movie. Let's go. So, and both of us traveled in a scooter. And as we were crossing near the Turf Club in Bangalore, from the left side, one Lambretta came. Lambretta is a heavy vehicle. This is a Vespa. This fellow is having a Vespa. I was a pillion rider. So it directly came very fast and hit both of us. And the scooter got completely damaged. I was thrown on the floor as a pillion rider. Just at the moment, there was an ambassador car which almost ran over me, and luckily, he saw me falling down, flying in the sky and falling on the road, and then he avoided me, and then I escaped. But I had a hit on my head. Then subsequently, after marriage, 2 years later, I went to Middle East, and then the hit in the head, which was really bothering me. And then my eyes used to become very red, and I used to get very angry, irritated, because if somebody speaks to me close to my ears, and then when I'm stressed with the office duty or something, I used to get very violent. And when I come back from office, sometimes, Revati will not understand what sort of problems I had as a project manager, and so many problems, so many issues. When I come back and I'm a little bit upset, he said, oh, come on, tell me what happened, please tell me. I said, come on, give me a break, I don't want to talk about it. No, please tell me. And then I used to get very violent. Whatever the plate I'm eating, I used to throw the plate on the wall, and the plate used to break into pieces, and I used to become very violent, because the injury in the head was causing a lot of problem. And I was put into Valium, all those things, and I was going through a lot of time. And then subsequently MRI, everything proved there is nothing major to worry. Then when I came back to Puttaparthi, one day when I went to Chennai to see my mother, then somebody said, there is a lady who is she's a Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's direct disciple. So she is coming here, in the next Ayanavaram, which is very close to my Villivakam, where I was staying, my mother was staying. Why don't you go and meet her? I said, no, I don't have time. I'm just going back to Australia. No, please meet her 5 minutes only. So when I went and met her, she asked me to sit, and then did all those, some various things happened. I don't want to talk about it because that will take too much of time. The only thing what she said, she asked me, did you have an accident? I said, yes. Did you have a hit on your head? I said, yes. And then what doctors say? I said, doctor said everything is fine now. There's nothing to worry about it. Oh, is it so? I see things which a doctor could not see. And who is your guru? I said, my guru is Swami, Baba. Okay. Only your guru only can save you. Only Baba can save you. So I didn't know what to do, because the message was there, and then I forgot about it. After nearly 10 years later, one day I was sitting in veranda. As I was sitting in the veranda, the pain from my right eye and then the radiation of the pain went all the way to the back of my head where the accident happened. It was very, very severe. I couldn't bear it. Swami was coming in a wheelchair. He was sitting there and somebody was pushing, and I was sitting in the front row. I couldn't bear it. I said, Swami, I said. He turned, Swami, too much pain, Swami. I said in Tamil, I said, Swami, rumba pain, thanga mudiyala, Swami. Before I could even decide what Swami will do, Swami put his hand on the back of my head where the accident happened. He did a swipe, the whole swipe from end to end. And instantly the pain on the back of the head gone. So 10 years later, Swami protected me. Whatever was there inside my brain, whatever the thing causing problem, he cured it, because that lady said only Baba can save you, and Swami saved me on that day. Even today, I don't have any pain in that area. I have a high pain and other things I have. That is, anybody is having that, as you grow old, the eyesight is becoming problem and all. But this pain on the accident area, which is definitely gone. So this is, so what it means that even when you don't pray to Swami, Swami, please pray, please do this for me. And when you're asking Swami that I'm having an eye pain, and Swami did not touch my eye to cure my eye problem, he went straight to the back of the head and then he touched where the problem is. Okay. So that's why we don't even have to ask specifically what Lord has to do. He knows exactly what to do, all those things. Okay. Then there's another thing, event I want to talk about it. When I heard the first time when Swami showed me in the book like that, if you quarrel with your wife, etc., I was totally changed person, and I knew that Swami is God. I want to pack my bags and instantly I want to come to be with Swami. But my family was not ready. Revati was going to the bhajan and everything, but she was not ready. So I was praying to Swami, Swami, if you really want me to come to Puttaparthi to be with you, you need to look after her and maybe change her mind also, change her heart. And one day what happened, myself and because we were both of us very busy in the Sai Samiti, when you're working in Sai Samiti, service coordination, service spiritual coordination, weekends are gone. You're spending most of the time in Swami's activity seva. All your friends are cut, all your people get, all the party time gone, everything is gone. You're totally disconnected from the rest of the world. All your friends whom they are no more having connections. But however, one day what happened, one of my friends called me. I said, hey, my daughter, that you know her from the small age, she's doing Bharatanatyam Arangetram. So I want you and Revati to come and bless her. So Revati and myself said, okay, we know him very, very close. And the daughter, we know that she is when a small kid, she has grown up, uncle, so we don't have children, at least we'll go and then, bless that girl. So we went to the Bharatanatyam, which was actually conducted in Alexander Theatre in Monash University, which is one of the biggest theatres for performing arts. Even to this time also, many of the Carnatic music circle, all this Sudha Raghunath, everybody, the Alexander Theatre is a very, very popular location for all this musical, because we have a Carnatic music circle in Melbourne also. So on the day we went, we watched the Bharatanatyam, first half of because they are divided into two halves. Then middle is the interval. In the interval, they gave some time for people to go to bathroom and everything, and also they have samosa. We can meet all the friends whom we have not met for so many years. We have not met the guys. We met a lot of the people and they, hey, where are you and what are you doing? Why you are not coming home? All those things are going on. Revati dressed up beautifully with all the silk sarees and jewelry, because she never had an opportunity to wear all those things. On the day she wore everything, and she came like a Mahalakshmi. So everything was over, interval was over. We went back to the seat. Nearly around 600 to 800 people in the theatre, because theatre is very high capacity. As I sat and the first one or two dance program over, two more things to go to conclude the whole program. Then Revati said, "See, I'm not feeling too good. You know, I'm not feeling too good, and some giddiness is coming to me." I told her, "See, this hall is closed room. Nearly 800 people are inside. Probably the oxygen levels are low. So take a deep breath. You'll be all right." As I was telling, Revati's head went like this, and mouth opened, and the eyes became fixed, no movement in the eye. So then I said, I was shaking her head. "Hey, come on, what happened? Why like that? Your body was going up and down. There is no sign of life." Then the neighbor fellow asked, "What happened, sir?" I said, "No, I think she has gone. No life." And then I touched her neck. There's no beat. Then immediately they stopped the Bharatanatyam, and then some doctors in the crowd, they all came running. He said, "Put her on the floor, put her on the floor, put her on the floor." So immediately we carried her with all this silk saree, with the jewelry, like a Mahalakshmi. She was lying on the floor. And doctors checked, pulse not there. Her eyes are open, mouth was open. I close her mouth, I close her eyes like a dead body, and completely froze. I had no thought came to me saying that this is a calamity. In front of my eyes, my wife is dead. And I could not even call Swami. Swami, I could not even call. I completely froze. And then the ambulance was called. Ambulance people came. They put the stretcher next to her. They were about to lift her up. She got up and said, "Sai Ram." But still the ambulance said, "No, sir, we have to investigate what happened." So they took her, and then I was there in the ICU. She was in the ICU. They did a lot of investigations, and they so many theories. One of the theory, they took X-ray of the lungs, and the lungs had a fluid. And then they said, "Oh, that means she must probably having a lung cancer." The cancerous cells, while pumped into the heart, destabilize the heart. Because it destabilized, the heart stopped for a momentarily. Because the heart stopped momentarily, the blood flow to the brain stopped. Blood flow to the brain stopped. The oxygen stopped. Oxygen stopped. She fainted. All sorts of theory. I was so shocked. He said, one moment we were happy, enjoying a samosa and having wonderful time. We are having. Next moment, something she's having cancer, all sorts of thing, and then what's happening in my life. This whole thing is topsy-turvy. So I stayed till the morning, and then I told my friends, "Hey, be there. I'll go home and pray to Swami and then take bath and come back." So but my house around 50-60 kilometers away from the hospital. I went, drove, I took bath and prayed to Swami. I slept for an hour. Then I came back to the hospital. My friends were waiting for me. When I went, this Revati was standing outside the hospital. I said, "What happened?" They said, "No, today they took same X-ray, the lung fluid gone. They took all the ECG, EEG, everything. Everything is normal." Doctor saying that is unexplained, fainting. So you can go home. So they have discharged me. Then we don't know. You see, one time we were okay, and next moment we are totally, shattered our life. And then next moment they are telling that everything is fine. You can go home. So we came to Puttaparthi to give a letter to Swami, and Revati wrote a letter to Swami saying that, "Thanks for saving my life." And Swami called her asked for the letter when she was sitting in the crowd. Because those days we never sat in the veranda. We were in the part of the crowd only. So Swami pointed out and took the letter and indicating saying that because of his intervention that she was saved. So that changed her, life. Saying that the life is so uncertain. Why are we hanging in Australia? Let us go to Puttaparthi. So see, I was ready to go, but she was not ready to go. After this incident, and she was more than ready to go, but we wanted Swami's blessing. That's why we brought the letter. The following year, we came to Puttaparthi and then attended the Shivaratri festival and then tried to give the letter. And that story you know already. So here, what I'm trying to say, it's very easy to say that, Lord Krishna said, anytime you remember me in the last breath of your life, you'll reach me. Very easy to say that. But we are with Swami. Every time we're talking about Swami, we're thinking about Swami. But in spite of all that, when there is a disaster, when the whole world is collapsing in front of you, I did not call Swami. But Swami, because of his infinite compassion and love for the person who doing service, he comes to the rescue. In Gajendra Moksha, everybody knows, and Gajendra called Narayana, and Narayana came. Even there are other things. When Draupadi called Krishna, he said, "Oh my God, Vrindavana Chanchari," means like that. He was calling him different thing. Ultimately, when she totally surrendered to Swami, and then Swami came and then gave the full sari to her and protected her honor and all. So what do I learn from this? The learn is that if you do Swami's work, even if you forget to call him at the right moment, the disaster is striking you, he will come to your help. This is the conviction we learned on the day. So the other aspect is that, in Shivaratri, remember I told that we came for Shivaratri where Swami prepared 2 lingams and all. In our life, we should follow the dharma. Ethical practice and dharma, righteous conduct is very, very important, because dharma rakshati rakshitaha. The one who protects dharma, dharma protects them. This is what he's saying. This is something which I experienced it. When I left Australia to bring that 4 letters of the ladies we were bringing, we were coming to Puttaparthi to see the Swami's Lingodbhavam. And then my chairperson, she's the Greek lady, I told you, Margaret Tulantas, the Greek lady, the same lady who pressurized me to be the Swami's thing. She came to me and said, "Hey, I had a dream. And Swami indicated that you are going to be in Swami's University." She told me, I'm talking about 2002. At the time, we were yet to think of going to Swami, we were not even ready for it. And she said, "No, Swami said, you're going to be with him in Swami's University and you're going to teach in the university." This is what Swami told me. And then when I was going for Shivaratri, she said, "Hey, when you go for Shivaratri, do not bypass the queue. Do not jump over people. Do not go and use your influence to get into the front row. Don't do all this adharmic business. Pray to Swami. He will follow the dharma. Do not bypass anybody. Do that." So this is really a instruction from her, because she told me that I'm going to be with Swami, because she's like my sister, elder sister, and so I really had a great respect for her and said, "Okay, ma, I will follow that to the dictum. I will not violate it even once." But Swami has got his own ways of testing you, whether will you really adhere to what the practices are. So when we came, it was very, very hot, March, peak summer. I was standing in the queue, and then we were all asked to sit down on the concrete. So I had a cushion with me, so I put the cushion, I sat on the concrete. But however, still my leg is outside the concrete cushion, where it's burning like hell. So one of my friends, he was actually a small Samiti chairperson of another Samiti in Melbourne. He said, "Chase, I want to try whether they will allow me to go inside. I'm being a chairperson of another Samiti. I want to ask them, can you give me your cushion? I want to reserve my place before I go inside, or to try that outside." I said, "Okay, take." I gave the cushion to him. He put it in his place in the front of me. 4 or 5 people in front of me. He put the cushion. Now I'm sitting on the concrete, hot concrete, on the floor, really burning me up at the bottom. I was wondering what to do. I don't have a cushion also, and it's really burning me. And this guy went inside and then he convinced the people in Sevadal that he is the chairperson of a Samiti. He went inside. He did not come back and then give me the cushion. I know my cushion is there at 4 or 5 people in front of me. I could have easily got up and walked and then sat there. I could have occupied his position. I did not. So I went and picked up the cushion, because I was told by Margaret, do not bypass, do not do anything unethical, follow dharma. So I followed in the queue. We were fasting totally on that day. We went and sat in the queue in the inside the Kulwant hall. The place where I was sitting, I could not. Swami's chair was there, because Swami, because those days he had a problem with the, I think he had his accident at the time. So he was sitting in the chair only. So the pillar, this huge pillar, was blocking Swami. So I was given a position where I cannot see Swami. I sat there and I cannot move to any other place because it's fully packed. If I had to go, I have to really jump over people and sit and all. But all the time, my mind is that follow Dharma. Don't bypass people. She sort of follow that and Swami will bless you. So I sat there and then prayed to Swami. Swami, if I don't, if that is your will that I cannot have your darshan, lingodbhavam, so be it. But I come here in your presence and I pray to you, please bless me with the lingodbhavam darshan. So as I was sitting there, then in between I used to get up and then go to the cooler, take some glass of water and come back to the same place. Then the Narasimhamurthy Garu, he came. He was a warden of the Vrindavan campus. He came and then said, Swami, we don't want you to take the lingodbhavam and all because it is a lot of pain for us to watching you, going through so much of struggle to take the lingam out. Please don't do it. You are the Lord of the universe. If you can, by a wave of your hand, you can create a lingam. Why do you want to go through this? As devotees, we pray that we don't want you to do this. So he was praying to Swami. That moment, as he was telling that, Swami, you can create a lingam out of your hand by waving. And Swami's hand went up. You won't believe it. His hand was just only outside the pillar. His hand was visible and is there, and then the lingam created. I could see the lingam creation. First lingam creation was there. Everybody thought Swami created a lingam, and the Narasimhamurthy asked that don't go through the pain of taking lingam out of mouth. So Swami, is not going to take lingam. Many people got up and then he said, lingodbhavam over, and everybody got up and went. And the people started moving here and there, but I did not move. I again got up because I was feeling very, very thirsty. So I went to the cooler, took a glass of water and came back. As I was coming back, Swami had gone inside the interview room. He came back. As Swami was coming back, suddenly the crowd, pushing, and then Sevadal pulled my hand down and pulled me. He said, come on, sit here. I said, no, I cannot. I want to go to this place, my place. He said, no, sir. Swami has come. Now you cannot move. You better sit here. So he pulled me to sit in the front row, in front of along with the Savadal. Even then I cannot see Swami because still the pillar is blocking me. The crowd, because Swami started, the hiccups started coming and Swami's lingodbhavam was about to come. The crowd became frenzy and then the whole crowd is pushing me. It literally carried me in front of Swami. I had no control over it. As I was taken in front of Swami, Swami's lingodbhavam came. And I had witnessed the lingodbhavam in close quarters and in front of Swami. That day, what I understood is that, yes, you might go through certain difficult time. You may even wonder, following the right path is the righteous way is the right thing to do because you're not getting an opportunity to do that. But actually, Swami said, yes, if you follow Dharma, Dharmic way, and you do everything proper, pray to me, I will bless you. So that particular day, in spite of all odds that I will not have a lingodbhavam darshan, Swami made us to have both the darshan, both the lingam swam. So that is what I wanted to talk about it. Then I want to talk about one other incident. Just in time protection by Swami. Swami is a great logistics person. He knows exactly who has to go, what to be taken, and everything is done. So my mother was living alone in India. We were in Australia. My cousin brothers were looking after her. So one day my mother had a problem and she was admitted in the ICU in Sundar Medical Foundation in Annanagar. So a phone call came saying that, Amma has been admitted in the hospital. Please come. So immediately I took a flight and then came to my mother. As I was leaving, because I booked the ticket, an emergency ticket, and I was leaving Melbourne, the Vesapur, the chairperson who was blessed by Swami in the sun, who was the chairperson, he had been to India, went to Mysore, and went to Alagappa Ashram, where in the Alagappa Ashram, Swami's photographs, a lot of Amrit was materializing, Vibhuti was materializing. He brought some amrit in a bottle, small bottle, vibhuti also. So he brought, and then that day when I was about to leave and he landed, then he gave it to all the devotees sitting there. Hey guys, I come from India. Take this amrit, everybody take a little bit. So he sent it for circulation. There was a thought came to me saying that, oh my God, my mother is not well. If I can get a little bit of amrit from that bottle, so my mother will be very blessed. So I asked Vesabu, can I have a little bit of amrit for me, because I'm leaving today. My mother is not well. He said, brother, I have given it to the crowd. If it comes back with any amrit left, 150 people are sharing it. So if it comes back with any amrit left, you take whatever it is there, you take it. So when it came, half of the bottle was still there. So he gave me the entire thing to me, hey, take it. So I took the amrit with me and then I went to India. I saw my mother. My mother was, as soon as she saw me, she knew that son has come. So she had that moral support and she got up from the seat and then she was sitting there and I gave her a bit of amrit. And then next to her ICU in her room, there's another person who was in coma. Then I came out, his mother and his wife and daughter, they were sitting outside the ICU. I asked them, what happened? He said, my father and myself, we all came for a marriage from Bombay. In the marriage, he had a stroke. Now he has gone into coma. We don't know whether he will come out of coma. We don't know when he will come. We are praying to Swami and all things like that. They were literally crying. So I said, Amma, don't worry. Swami is there and whatever God you are praying, pray. And so definitely he will be out of the danger. Don't worry. I will also pray to Swami. I've come from, Australia, but I'm a Sai devotee and all that. Then I said, I have brought this amrit, which I gave to my mother. Can you give a little bit of amrit to your father, who is all in coma? Can you put a little bit in his mouth? She said, no. Doctor told clearly, when he is in coma, we should not give any sweet. So this is amrit is this honey. Doctor, I cannot give, uncle. This is very difficult for me. Amma, this is not honey. This is amrit. Please give it to him. It will be good to him. No. I cannot give because doctor said he is in coma. It is forbidden to give any sweet to him. Anything like, please don't give anything like that. So I cannot do it. I cannot violate. I cannot go against the doctor's wishes. And then tomorrow something happens, he will blame us. I said, okay. I prayed to Swami. If that is meant to happen, you make it happen. But in the meantime, I prayed to Swami and Swami, please take care of this family. They come all the way from Bombay, and all of a sudden they are going through a very difficult time. The father is in coma and he had a stroke, and we don't know when he will come back. So kindly pray. I prayed to Swami, please take care of them. Then next day, my mother was discharged. My mother said, okay, all your vital parameters are okay, then you will go to the normal ward. So my mother was discharged to the normal ward. So I was going to see my mother from my cousin's place. Morning I went and landed there. This girl, the daughter was sitting there. She came running, uncle. He said, yes, what happened? My father is also now discharged. He is also now in another room. And he's now talking to us. Absolutely no problem. I said, very, very happy, ma. So, and I'll pray for you. And I'm going to see my mother. I'll come back. So I went and saw my mother. And then I gave a little bit of mother, honey and amrit and all. Next day again I came. This girl was waiting for me. She came running to me. Uncle, what happened? Uncle, he has gone again into coma. Now doctors are saying that we don't know how long, how many years, how many months he will be in coma. We don't know. So kindly come and pray. I said, yes, ma'am, I'll come and pray. So I immediately rushed to their room. He was in coma. I took his hand. I held it tight and then I chanted 9 times the Mahamrityunjaya Mantram. Triyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvargami Vandanadutyo Mukshiyam Amritan. I chanted 9 times. I prayed to Swami, this person's life and this family's thing, everything in your hand. Kindly protect them. Very sincerely I prayed for the family. Then I turned and asked, well, there was a message inside saying that ask them whether they will accept the Amrit now. So I asked, Amma, can I give Amrit now? He said, what can we do, uncle? We are now back to the wall. We don't know when my father will come out of the coma and all. If you want to give, give. Whatever happens, we'll take it. So I took a little bit of Amrit and then opened his mouth and put it inside. They put a little bit of water. It went inside. Then I sat there and prayed, and then I came back. Next day morning, I go to see my mother. The girl was waiting for me again outside. She came running, uncle, what? My father is now completely, come out of coma. He's sitting there chatting with us. For the past 1 hour, he's been chatting with us. Please come and see him. Then I ran to his place, and then I saw him, and then I spoke to him for I think, and then all the miracles. I said, this is Amrit. This really brings. I spent a lot of time with him. So what means is that the Amrit which is given to me in Melbourne Samiti, it was not only meant for my mother, it is also meant for this person. So Swami had arranged both. So I said, okay, now my mother has got discharged. I was very happy. I said, now time for me to go and thank Swami in Puttaparthi. So I packed my bags. I told my mother, hey, I am going to Puttaparthi Ma to thank Swami, and I want to have darshan of Swami before I go to Australia. So I came to Melbourne, that is Puttaparthi. As I came, the Swami was not giving darshan those days because he had broken his hip at that time. So Swami was sitting in chair only. And then as I went, and the Sevadal said, sir, sit next to this pillar area, which is very close to the line. The brass line is there, the Kulvat Hall. Very close to that area. You sit there, you can have a good darshan of Swami. So I sat close to the that area, and then I was sitting there waiting for Swami to come. At that moment, there is one person came wearing dhoti and very nice vibhuti, looked like a very Tamilian guy, typical Iyer. I could see from his face. He went and talked to the Sevadal. Then Sevadal told him, no, sir, Swami is not coming these days for darshan, the carpet and all. So if you want to have a good darshan, so this man is sitting there. He pointed out to me, sit next to him, behind him. So both of you can have good darshan of Swami. So he came and sat next to me, and something was telling me, asking what he asked the Sevadal. I asked, sir, I come from Australia. And he said, I'm from California. Then I said, what did you ask that person? Then he said, no, my father is having I'm a doctor myself. My father is having a very advanced stage of cancer. Many years back when my father, just initial stages of cancer, when we came, we were, the Sevadal put us in the very corner of that one, the first row. Swami came and stood in front of my father and gave vibhuti, and after that, he was surviving for more than 8 years, something like that, without any major issues, and he was surviving. But now, as a doctor, I know it is going, it is increasing day by day. So I came hoping that, I will sit in a place where Swami will come, and again I can take prasadam from Swami's hand. Then he said, oh, like that. Then I said, see, I have gone to Alagappa Ashram, that Amrit I think I brought it in my room. If you feel okay, I will share some Amrit with you. You can take it to your father. He started crying because he said, I came with so much of prayer to Swami. Swami, please help me and give me some prasad which I can take it to my father. Here you are sitting in front of me, telling me that you may have a Amrit brought from Australia, a person who brought it from Mysore and went to Australia, and then you might give me. So, Swami definitely playing hands here, and Swami is definitely, I am sure that Amrit will be there in your room. So exactly and then in the meantime, the Sevadal got irritated because I was talking to the person. He said, silence. Why you people are going to like that, keep on chatting? Shut up, he told me. Then I told him in a very soft voice, and this is what happened. I have some Amrit. I want to give it to him. He said, oh, you have Amrit from Mysore. Okay, if that's the case, we are also coming to your room and give us also Amrit. Where will I go for Amrit? This Sevadal is saying, no, I will come to your room. I know the N block. I'll come to your room. After darshan, I am coming to your room. You also share with me. I said, okay, Swami is playing his own card. So I went to the room. I found the bottle in my bag. I brought it to this person. He was waiting for me with a small dabba, with Swami's photograph, the steel dabba. I gave something to him. And then I went back to the room because the Sevadal said he will come. And 6 o'clock, Sevadal came. There was a knock on my door. I opened. It's a one Sevadal. There are 5 fellows standing outside. I said, what is this? Yeah, why 5 people? He said, no, sir. I was coming to your room and all my friends were asking, where are you going? And I could not lie to them. I told them that uncle is having some Amrit and I want to go there and take it. He said, okay, if that's the case, we are also come. So they are coming. What can I do? And also the Sevadal downstairs is asking, hey, where are you all going? I told them that uncle is upstairs and he is giving Amrit. He said, okay, you bring for me also when you come down. So even the Sevadal in the building also is asking for Amrit. Then I said, okay, this is what little bit I have. You take it and give it to everybody. So I gave the entire bottle to them. All of them very happily shared. Then they chatted and one of the guys asked, sir, where are you from? I said, I am from Karaikal, from Pondicherry State. Oh, you are from Karaikal. I am also from Karaikal. Then he said, where is this Amrit you are giving, sir? Then I said, from Halagappa Ashram. Oh, I had been to Halagappa Ashram and there the Vibhuti, I have some Vibhuti with me. And he gives the Vibhuti to me. So what does it mean? That when you selflessly serve people with love and the Lord brings some prasadam for you through somebody else and give it to you. So this is a fantastic, experience for me. And also how he logistically, he brought the Amrit by the Vesabu. I collected it. I gave it to my mother and the neighbor got the Amrit prasadam. And then in Puttaparthi, another doctor got it. And then Sevadals got it. Then after that, the doctor went back to US and then he sent a mail. I was in IBM. He sent a mail in IBM email address saying that I gave the Amrit to my father. He is doing great. So this is the Swami is the person. His logistics and the way he organizes things, whom should get, when to get. We think that we manage everything, absolutely wrong. And he manages the entire life. He is the architect of our life. He uses us. We are just instruments in his hand. As long as we recognize that we are instruments in his hands and just put our head down, put our ego down, he will take care of everything, including the protection of us. The Shivratri I talked about, Dharma. There is something happened to me in the Middle East. Before coming to Australia, I was in the Middle East. In the Middle East, what happened? My immediate boss was the assistant director of the electricity department. There is a director of the whole electricity department. Is one director. Both of them were having fight. I was managing a project of $430 million project. I was totally managing it. The director calls me, tells me, get a dossier on this assistant director. I want to sack him. He must be getting some money. He's a corrupt guy and all those things. Get me a dossier. This assistant director, my immediate boss, saying that, hey, get a dossier on the director. I want to take it to the minister to sack him. Just imagine you are caught between these two guys. They are fighting. You are not a part of the fight. You are fighting. I told my director, saying that, hey, you are a big person. You have so much. I am a small fly in this organization. Okay, you don't need me. Why do you need me prepare a report? If you want to sack him, sack him. You can talk to minister or whatever you want to do. Why you are involving me? But what happened when the director called me into his room, director's office? The people who were supporting the assistant director watched me going into the director's office. They thought I have hand and glove with the director and trying to do something with this guy. So this assistant director thought that I am in the opposite camp. So he started destroying my life, wrote all bad things about me in my personal file, and he told that that I'm a corrupt guy. I'm taking money from the project. I didn't take $1 from anybody. In spite of, there are people who are saying that we'll give you 5% cut on the $400 million. Tell me which bank will pay the money, and you just have to close your eyes and pass the bills. We did not take 1 paisa. I could have taken $25 million from out of these guys. We were very, very honest, dharmic, true to our consciousness. We were serving that organization. Although it is Arab, everybody is around, all the fellows are making money and they were corrupt, But these guys were destroying my life. Tomorrow if somebody refers to my personal file, they will find that I am a guy who's not to be depended upon. I am a most corrupt guy in the world. That's how they have written. So I was praying. At the time, I was not praying to Swami, because Swami was not into my life at the time. Only in Australia, Swami came into my life. But I was praying to my, all my God and goddesses, whomsoever I'm praying. I said, what is going on in my life? Suddenly, in spite of 10 years of hard work and then, very, honest, life, and my life is getting screwed by these guys. Please save me. Then suddenly, what happened? The director sacked the assistant director, saying that his qualification is a purchased qualification and it is not useful. It is useless, and so the university itself does not exist like that. He threw him out of the job. The minister got upset with the director, so minister threw the director out. Just imagine within a span of few months, both the director and the assistant director, both of them were removed from the position. They've gone they lost their jobs. Then a new assistant director was appointed. And then one day he was in Friday, he was doing his work, and I came to the office to do my work because I want to resign my job, move to Australia permanently. So I decided to leave. So then this person came and then said, see, I've joined new, that. But the minister asked me to prepare a project proposal for a huge thermal power generation plant. I have prepared the document. Everything is ready. It's only about last minute some touch up to be done. Tomorrow morning, I promised the minister that I will bring the document to him. So can he please go through the document, and I will go for namaz, because Friday, the Juma Masjid, they go for the namaz. I'll go for namaz. I'll come back. Kindly get the document ready. So he went for prayers. I read the document. It's absolute rubbish. If we had gone with a tender for a multi-million-dollar tender, the contractor would have walked through this thing and would have cheated the government left, right, and center. But my heart didn't allow that. This document should not be given to the minister. So I noted down all the points of weaknesses in the document, kept everything ready. And this fellow came back and said, hey, the document is ready. I said, no, document is not ready. Then he was very upset with me. What is this? Tomorrow morning I have promised the minister, you'll not get the document ready, and blah, blah. He was very angry with me. I said, no, sir, the document is not in a shape to be given to the minister. He said, how dare you say that? I have written the document. I've gone through it. I said, okay, just spend some time with me. I'll explain to you. So I spent about 1 hour with him, explaining every loophole in the document. Then he said, oh my God, you have opened my eyes. This document cannot be given to the minister. Please do something to get the document ready for me. I said, okay. Then I called my friends and everybody. We all started writing the document, totally new document. Then he was standing next to us. He was getting very jittery because, you lose his job. If he doesn't give the document to the minister will get angry. He may lose the job also. So he was standing next to me. He said, what do you want? You want a pizza, this and that? I said, please kindly go home. I promise that I will give the document to you on your table at 7 o'clock in the morning. So when you come, the document will be ready. You can take it to the minister. So we worked all night. All the entire team worked. We got the document ready and put it on his table, bound, spiral bound, and kept everything on the table and went. Then he came and said, well, this is document, yes. Then he took the document to the minister. Minister was so happy. He got straight away about 4 or 5 increments for him, salary and all. Then he came back and said, Chase, I'm very, very happy, what you helped and all. What can I do for you? You saved my neck. Then I showed my resignation letter. He was very upset. No. How can you resign? Yeah, we want people like you. I cannot let you go. And then I said, no, this is what happened. They have completely destroyed my life in the personal file. They wrote all bad things about me. And I don't want to stay in an organization where they have destroyed my life. Then he, after a lot of things, said, okay, if you want to go, go. Then tell me 1 minute. Then he called the HR department. He brought my file. He took every paper. He said, is this the one which is bad about you? Yes. In front of me, he tore all the paper, put it in the dustbin. So he cleaned up my file, personal file, and then allowed me to go. He presented a certificate saying the most honest, with a person, an engineer who served this organization. We never seen such a person in our life like that. He gave a very big certificate to me. This in front of me here. So what I'm trying to say is that if you follow your dharma, it will test you like hell. Even the Pandavas also, they followed all those things, that they went through the fire. Every time, they have to go through the fire. So, but the Lord is there protecting you. The Dharma will protect you. This is the important message I wanted to give. And then in conclusion, I will probably talk about Ramanama. And I was sitting in front of Swami's bhajan hall. I was praying to Swami, Swami, I want to chant something. I don't know whether to chant Om Sri Sai Ram or Om Sai Ram or Sai Ram or just Ram. What should I chant? But personally, I would prefer Rama because it's shortest one, easy to chant and easy to write. So can you please bless me that it's okay to chant Rama? I was praying to Swami and I was sitting at the back of the inside mandir near the Bhagavad Gita is there in that mandir inside. Swami was sitting in front of the chair, his leg on top of that tiger. That tiger, there is a story about the tiger. When somebody killed it, and then Swami takes the tiger skin and put it on his feet, actually. So it was in the mandir, there is a tiger with the head in front of Swami. So you put his head on top of it and you are sitting there. I was praying to Swami, please tell me what should I do? Give me some indication that it is okay to chant Ramanama. So I was praying and Swami looked at me from remote and did like this, and bhajan was going on. Those days there's a Om Bhatt. He's an MBA student. He's a very good singer. So he was singing on Devi or some song was going on. As I was praying to Swami, please give me indication, please give me indication. Swami just leaned forward and then told this guy something. And then he immediately stopped and the new bhajan started. Swami answered my prayer, stopping the bhajan in the middle and changed the bhajan to Rama. So this is the first indication. Then still, human mind is a monkey mind. I was not very convinced saying that, maybe it is an accident. Swami probably wanted Ramanama on his own. I was praying, this has got no connection between these two. I am only stitching a story because of these two. And then next day, the Navaratri started. The Navaratri, the Mahavidwan Sabha, the people give a talk every day, all the 10 days, the Mahavidwan Sabha, in that the one person will be asked to talk. Sanjay Mahalingam, all of you know, Swami student, very well read and very, very ardent devotee of Swami, and he has come to Swami and very knowledgeable in Atma Vidya. I read Viveka Chudamani, very, very knowledgeable guy. So that day Swami told him to talk about, give a discourse. Before Swami gives a discourse, these people will give a talk. So he gave a talk about Atma Vidya, about Viveka Chudamani, what Adi Shankara said, very, very deep. You are deep into that, about Atma Vidya. He has already planned the entire strategy of delivery. Because being an MBA student, he has got his own strategy of delivering it. But I was sitting in the prayer in the veranda saying that Swami, Ram, 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 Ram. Swami, please confirm to me, Swami. One more time, please confirm to me, Swami. I was keep on bothering him internally. Ram, 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 Ram. And Swami little bit turned towards me and then he did like this. Hey, why are you troubling me like that? But I was not giving up. I was giving Ram, 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 Ram. Swami, please, 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 please. Then probably my trouble was too much for Swami, and Swami called Sanjay Mahalingam. He said, come. Then Swami told him something. His face became frozen actually. So then he came to the stage again. He said, he cleared his throat. He said, by the divine command, I have been asked to talk about the glory of Rama. Swami, in the middle of a discourse on Atma Vidya, he changed the topic to glory of Rama. What else I can ask for proof? Nobody expected in the middle of the thing, 10,000 people sitting in the Kulwant hall, everybody listening to the talk. Suddenly Swami changed the topic to this one. So, and then I said, thank you, Swami. Now, after many years down the line, I told Sanjay Mahalingam, hey, do you know that? I don't know. Even today, I'm wondering why you changed the topic. I said, this is what happened. He said, you are the culprit. So like that he was telling me. And in fact, in my article in the Facebook, I quoted down exactly and what what was the Navaratri, what date did this happen, because it came in the an article in the one of the radio site type of articles, and I quoted that also. So there is a proof that we intensely prayed to Swami, we sincerely prayed to Swami, Swami answers, and from then on my Likita Japa started on Ramanama, and it is very very nice. Even today I'm writing, and then when Ayodhya started, everybody said we should write some Ramanama Likita Japa and send books to them. We, myself, my wife, we wrote lakhs and lakhs of books, and we wrote and sent it to the. So this is the Swami's way of inducting me in the uh, into the Ramanama Likita Japa. Okay. There's one more thing I want to say. When I am a heart patient, all of you know I had a heart attack, Swami, triple bypass and nothing. When I went to Australia, people said, the doctor said, every day night you should take a 30 ml of scotch or a little bit of alcohol, because it will dilate your blood and it will be easy for the heart to pump the blood. So I didn't want to drink, because I don't want to drink, because I'm a Scorpion guy. Once I like something, I go deep into it. I know my weakness. Like a food, I like it, I go deep into food. Anything I like, I go into extreme. So if I like to drink something, then after that I'll become an alcoholic. I know that. So I don't want to drink, but this is what doctor says. So I went and asked people, what should I buy? Do I buy wine, or do I buy brandy, or do I buy scotch? And everybody was telling different things. And suddenly in my house there are about 20-30 bottles of different varieties were there, but everything I little tasted and I hated it. I did not do it. I said, no, I need Swami's permission. I need Swami's guidance. Only then I will drink. So I left everything. Even if I die, doesn't matter. So I came to Puttaparthi on a Guru Purnima day. I was sitting in the sun, and Swami in the discourse said, you should not smoke, you should not eat meat, you should not drink alcohol. And he qualified that. He said, even if the alcohol is present in the medicine, it's better don't drink that medicine. He said it's totally forbidden. So that was a very clear message. So people think that sometimes I've seen some of the photographs on Facebook. Our own students and people go there they put up their photographs where people with a beer bottle in front of them. I see sometimes people slip their main course. What Swami taught, if something goes waste. Not everybody, but I see that and it pains me, because Swami very very clear about consumption of alcohol and meat, and so we should stick to it. Even in the medicine is containing alcohol, avoid it. That's what Swami always says. So this is the important message. The last message which I want to give in the talk is that my wife went for a Narmada Parikrama, 3,000 kilometers she walked. Starting from Amarkantak, where the Narmada river starts, Ma river. She walked through the forests and jungles for 6 months without having any money in hand, by walk, and 6 months on Bhavati Bichandehi, on alms only. So it was a very nightmarish experience, because I am here with Swami and she was walking in the jungles. It is a very difficult time for me. But I wanted Swami's assurance that she can go on this trip and then Swami will protect. Otherwise, I decided that I will go. But it so happened that particular year, 2014, I was shortlisted as one of the 3 candidates who could be selected for the next Vice Chancellor. So myself and 2 other professors from IISc, they have been selected by the committee, and then committee gave to the Chancellor, and Chancellor need to pick one. So I was not sure whether to go or not to go. But I said, I don't care about this Vice Chancellor thing, and I would rather go with look after my mother, my wife, than going for the Vice Chancellor thing. So, but I wanted indication from Swami very clearly. So I was praying to Swami, Swami, please give me a clear indication that you will protect her. Otherwise, I'm going. If my university says you cannot go, I'll resign the job, because that's my responsibility, my family. That family comes first. I don't want to leave her alone, and then I want your assurance that you will protect. As I was praying, one day I was switched on the TV, and I wrote the letter already to the Vice Chancellor, saying that I may have to go and all those things. They are already aware of it. Then in the TV, Vijay TV, there was a discourse being done by Velukudi Krishnan. All of you know this Velukudi Krishnan are very, very popular person who is very well read and in Vedic thing, and he was giving a discourse about Bhagavatam, about Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, there is a scene. He's explaining that scene. I was very intently listening to the scene. The scene is this: Yudhishthira, the war is over. So Bhishma is yet to give his life, yet to die. He's still on the arrow bed. Yudhishthira, Krishna says, take blessings from Bhishma because he's the elders. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Take advice from him how to run a kingdom. So Yudhishthira goes first to Bhishma, saying that Bhishma Pitamaha, please, I have committed so many sins, including Ashwatthama, Kunjarahara. I lied. So because of which lakhs and lakhs of people died. So for no reason, I want to clear all the sins. What should I do? The Bhishma Pitamaha says, the only way you can clear the sins is by doing tapas. Then immediately Yudhishthira says, okay, in that case, I will hand over the kingdom to my brothers. I think Bhima is the next, I think. So I'll hand over the thing and I will go to the forest to do tapas. Bhishma says, no. You are the king of this kingdom. The entire subjects, they look after you for their welfare, for their protection and all. You have very high responsibility. Doing your duty, that's a dharma, that's a tapas. If you do that sincerely, surrender to the Lord, you will be protected, your sins will be washed. And then Velukudi Krishnan looks at me through the TV. People who occupy important position in the name of pilgrimage, going for parikrama, use parikrama, parikrama, this and that is forbidden. Their duty is, work is worship, duty is worship. So they cannot do this. It was a very clear answer from Swami through Velukudi Krishnan, telling that, do your duty here, I will take care of your wife. I said, okay. Immediately I wrote to the Vice Chancellor, I'm not going, I will be here only. But however, I will need a 1 week. I'll go with my wife so that she can start the parikrama. I can see her off, do all the initial things and make sure that she's okay and let her go. And then I'll meet her after 5 months, 6 months later. So I went and she finished all the thing and then she took a water of Narmada water in a bottle so that she has to do everyday prayer. And then she packed our bags and then put the handbag. And there's one more lady from Tamil Nadu. Both of them decided to walk. And then in front of my eyes, both of them walked into the jungle, disappeared. Just imagine, as a husband, I am letting her go. I have no way of telling that I will ever see her again because she is walking in forest where infested with wild animals, tigers, everything is there. So will I ever see her again? I don't know. So I was totally emotionally charged, almost in the breakdown. But although I know Swami will protect her, he gave indication, but it is just the beginning, I was really, very emotionally charged. So I didn't want to stay even 1 minute in that place because she has already gone into the jungle. So I told the taxi wala, okay, take me to the bus stand. I want to go. Take me to the railway station. So it's about 200 kilometers, 100 kilometers, something far away. Then that fellow said, sir, people like you, when you come here, we take them on a tour. 300 rupees if you give extra. I will take you on a tour, and there are a lot of temples here. Shakti temple is there. There is a Kapil ashram, Durvasa's cave is there. I'll take you to all those things, Dud, Dara. I'll take all of them. I said, no, I have no mood to go for the journey. Please drop me in there. Our family, everybody depends on you people like that only. Please give us 300 rupees. I'll show you and then you can go. I said, okay. Because when he says that his family depends on this, I don't want to say no to him. So I went with him. He showed me everything, all the beautiful places. I went to Durvasa cave, where Durvasa meditated. Narmada Mother Narmada Devi appeared in front of Durvasa, gave milk to him. So, and that there is a fall in front of the Durvasa cave. That's called Dud Dara. Because mother gave a milk to him. So we saw all those things, Shakti temple and full of snakes, statues, and very scary temple and all. We saw all that, and then he said, "Sir, why do you want to spend money by taxi to the railway station? 50 rupees only, the bus fellow will drop you in front of the railway station. So I'll drop you at the bus stand." I was wondering, he said, this guy taxi fellow, normally they're looking for business. He's telling that, don't spend on taxi. I'll drop you in the bus stand. So there must be something there. I said, okay, drop me. So he said, I don't know Hindi. Please tell the driver that he has to drop me in the station. I said, no problem, sir. I'll talk to him. So he talked to the driver. Sir, the sir is there. He will sit next to the drivers. Opposite the driver, there's a seat. So I was sitting there. He said, he will drop you, sir. So after an hour or so, the bus, what happened, this taxi fellow crossed the river, came on the other side to the bus station, where my wife was walking on the other side. See, when you do pradakshina, you have to keep the river on the right hand side. So I have crossed the river, I come on the left side of the river, in the bus stand. So the bus started. Then I was looking for some sign, why I'm traveling by bus. Is there any sign by Swami, some message which will give me that, the Swami says, okay, you don't worry about your wife, I'll take care of her. I looked, but nothing was there. I said, okay, nothing is there. Okay. Then the driver started. He crossed the river back again. As he crossed the river, the sage Kapil forest is there, jungle. The bus was turning. So one wish came, Swami, my wife was walking this side. By chance, if she is walking this in front of me, if I can see her once, my heart will be, blessed. I know that you are taking care of her. As I prayed in front of the bus, both my wife and the other lady were walking. So immediately I waved my hand, and then she also saw me and waved hand. She was very happy to see me. Then the bus continued. Then I said, Swami, I prayed, it's like, is it an accident or is you really meant this to happen? That moment, the light, the trees were crossing like this, and the inside the dashboard was very dark because of no sunlight was coming. Suddenly, between the tree there was a gap. That sunlight was falling on the dashboard. And then that moment, the driver took the dirty cloth inside, in front of the towel inside, in front of him in the dashboard. He took it and then cleaned up the steering wheel. As he was cleaning, as he removed the towel, below that it says, Sri Sai Kripa. So that was the wonderful message that Swami said, don't worry, I will look after her. Peacefully go to the. So 6 months, and she went through all the jungles and once through 100 kilometers, there's a forest called Chulpani Forest. She was walking through that for about 2 weeks inside. No mobile phone cannot be contacted, nothing can be contacted. So we don't know whether she will be come out alive. So for 40 days, I was in the dark whether she is coming out alive. Then everything was over. Then I went again, the finishing time I stayed, again went. I walked with her about 50 kilometers. Then finished, and then we went to Omkareshwar. Finally, we offered the Narmada water, which she was carrying all the way. So, and poured it on the Shiva Lingam. What I'm trying to say is that what did I learn out of this her experience is that if you surrender to the Lord, seek His guidance. He will tell you exactly what to do. He'll protect you. He'll protect your family. And the guidance comes very, very clear. So the only thing is, we should have totally surrendered to the Lord. So I think I will close my session. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity for me to share some of the experiences Swami had bestowed upon us, of my family. And I don't know, only words cannot describe the feelings. And there are so many other things happened, how Swami blessed me, and small things I asked Swami, and everything was really fantastic. That'll go for a year. Maybe if somebody wanted, they can read the collection of the things in Facebook, and they will know. So I think for the satsang part 2, I think this I covered reasonably. I think areas. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Venkataraman and Murali, to conclude the session. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, sir. Sai Ram. Absolutely. Blissful is a small word to use to describe how stories that or incidents that show the omnipresence of Swami, and all we need to, even if you don't call out, his coming out and being there for you in your moment also tells you that all we need to be is in contemplation. We don't have to call. He is bound to come when you need him. And the stories on anger management definitely resonates quite well. There are a few who agree to that.
Now all your family members, when they say don't quarrel with your wife, they will quote my satsang and then they'll tell you that also.
Yeah, I think you also touched on a very interesting point towards the fact of how Swami asks us to stay away from even exploring things which are likely to affect us and go into paths. A very, very powerful point. I remember discussing that with someone in the Sai organization who said something about everyone is born with an addiction gene. It just needs something to ignite it. An addiction comes in multiple sources and paths and manners. And I think that was important. Also, the importance of how seva has to be done, where the act of seva should not at all be there in the mind of us in terms of an output to come out of it. We have to just do it. And I think the way how Swami decides to give the fruit of the seva in ways that we can't look at it is a very, very valuable point, especially on how water gets filled up in the source that provides water rather than just rain, because that's
on our head.
That's how we need physical affirmations, right? Unfortunately, we are thrilled to see a vibhuti or an amrit manifest, but there are so many miracles that happen that we don't realize are happening, and they are so subtle in nature. It needs us to pause and have gratitude to him. So all I can say is wonderful session. I hope to have you back someday in the series, because God willing, Swami willing, as I said, this shall go on as long as there is Sai Bhagavatam to be shared, and everyone's life it is lived in the way of just being in contemplation itself is Bhagavatam. So I guess with that, I am excited to also share that we have someone coming back on the series to talk next week. So let me give you a brief introduction of the speaker for next week. Who's going to be talking about the divine games of Balasai as narrated by her uncle. We have had her aunt also on the series. So we're going to have Sister Radhika next week talking on the experiences of her uncle, Murthy, who had a lot of close proximity to Swami, and Swami instructed him to write all his leelas in the Balasai days. And they come from the Kuppam family. So we have heard her before speak on different aspects of it. But next week, the Satsangh will focus on Balasai and the leelas that flowed in Puttaparthi in his early days. And so with Swami's grace, look forward to having a safe week in contemplation of him. And we start birthday month in a couple of days. So I'm sure all of us are excited with Akhanda Bhajans that are going to happen live, birthday in person, where we're going to have the joy of celebrating together and offering our gratitude to Swami for coming into our lives, physically inspiring us through his life, which is his message. With that, thank you, Dr. Chase.
Thank you, Sam.
for getting Dr. Chase on the satsang. And we will definitely read those Facebook articles that you had published during the lockdown period, especially. Lots to learn from it. And offering our gratitude once again, we shall finish off with Samasta Loka.
I collected everything as a PDF. If somebody wants, I can send it to you.
You can send it to me. I'll send it across. I mean, see.
Yeah, I have it as a PDF. Instead of people going to
okay,
Facebook
yeah,
and searching.
That'll be lovely. That'll be lovely. That'll be lovely. It's also without the chatter of going into Facebook. It's quite addictive.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
With that, let's finish with Samasta Loka, thanking Swami and praying that everyone stays safe, and look forward to seeing you all next Sunday. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino
Bhavantu.
Om
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Jai Bolo Bhagawan Shri Satya Sai Baba Ji ki.
Jai.
Sai Ram.
Thank you. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, everyone.